Hey buddies, welcome to AmassGames. My name is Simon. Today I'm bringing you how to set up, play and review this cooperative game called Escape, Roll and Write. Now, you might have already seen my unboxing teaser trailer video. You might have realised this is the international edition by Queen Games, and now I'm also going to tell you all about the dice distancing. Hopefully you've checked out the video number, I think it's 64, to see actually how far dice roll and whether or not you need a dice tray. But for now, let's talk about this game. I have played at all player counts, as you tend to know. I tend to ensure I do that before I give you a nice concise overview for the game's rules. As you may have seen from the other video, it came like this, already broken. A leg was missing from the green adventurer. Interesting, as people sometimes call this the green die or green face or rado or just green man or whatever it is, or runner. It's called an adventurer. Right, let's talk about the game. So how do you set up? Well, firstly, you're going to need a piece of paper each. You're also going to need a starting pad as well, which is going to be used for everybody. So as you'll notice, this has been played quite a few times. So you will need a brand new blank sheet, which I'll show it to you right now. So I'll tear off a new sheet. So as you can see, all these are being used. Let's get a new one. So you can tear this off. Everybody's going to take it in this 2 to 4 player game. You can place it on this side as well, but this is a variant, which I won't be talking about. I'll be talking to you about the base game. So everyone's going to take one of them. I'll put everything back in the box for the time being. Everyone's also going to need to have this between them, which represents your community sheets that you'll be working towards. Again, there are two sides. There's a difference here, but again, just been playing with base side as well. I'll be talking to you about in this particular review and video, and obviously how to play. So again, tear off a sheet, start off with a brand new sheet again. That's what we're working with, and now let's make some space. So what's the aim of the game? Well, depending on the player count and which level of difficulty you want to use, you're looking to complete and get a certain amount of gems and then escape through the central tunnel. Now, as per the rules, you can depend how you want to set it up. So for, let's say, for easy, for 2 players, you're trying to get 14 gems. So what you're going to do is maybe take a pencil over here. In this case, it's got game on written on it. And you're going to mark on, maybe with a circle, 14 to show you where you're trying to get to. Then you're going to decide who's going to start. You're going to take an adventurer each. And one of you is going to start around one of these sides of the temple. It doesn't really matter, but somebody else is going to take their own sheet and start somewhere else, a different side. So everyone's starting, they're all the same piece of paper, all identical, but you're starting for different sides. So I'm going to be coming from this direction. This person, let's say, is going to come in from this direction. Now, you're also going to take all 10 dice, leave 2 in there, and the remaining 8 you'll be using. The 10 you'll be using in a variant, which again I won't be talking about. So it's very easy. I've seen this happen myself a lot. I've been doing it a lot. You do not roll all of them. You roll 2 at a time. So you can roll 2 dice and you can use what is there. This is the golden mask side. So what you're going to do is think from, if I'm coming in from this top side, I need to get, for example, this location. And remember, I'm trying to get 14 gems. Right now, there is 1 gem. Fantastic. And it turns out that I've got a perfect roll. For instance, let's say for now I take it. So I don't immediately move down there. It's one of the things I can take. So I take 2 more dice, I roll them. Now I can move left or right, continue to go orthogonally. So in this case, I can go left, right, up or down. I can move directly here. So for now, I'm also going to take those 2 dice because it allows me to move into this room and then across or vice versa. I'm going to roll 2 more dice. And as you can see, it doesn't really match what I need. It doesn't match 2 keys. It doesn't match 2 runners. It doesn't match what's down here. It doesn't match this either. So I need to now decide what I want to take. For now, I'll keep the key, because maybe I'll get into this room, or I could take the mask and come into this room. For now, I'll just stay near the top, and this goes in the common pool. So there's no area other than just move off to the side. You roll the final 2 dice. In this instance, I've got 2 of these, so I can now start thinking, where do I want to go? Do I want to go here? Do I want to go across? This doesn't really help me, but I could come down. So let's actually take all of these dice. Now the other person will take that. I say other person, but it's 2, 3, 4 players. Whoever's going to take it afterwards, we'll get on to. But for now, I take my turn. So I can start wherever I want to, but for now it makes sense based on what I have. So this is wasted now. No one gets to use it. I come in here first. So then I would cross off one of these to show I've got 1 gem. I can then move across, spending these 2 dice as well. That basically unlocks it, showing me, oh, I'm adventuring, and I'm shining a torch. And now I've discovered this in this room. So I've discovered a gold mask. So you circle this to show you've got one. And thematically, it's basically you've discovered it, you're passing on to the rest of your team, so your team can now use what you've discovered. In this instance, I can move south, or in this direction, because now I'm in this room, so I end my turn in this room, so from now on I'll be moving out from this room from now on, because I've got what I needed. And this instance is quite detailed to see, but you might see there's 2 little gems in there, but it's coloured. Now it's colour-coded blue, which means somebody else, now the other opponent, remember, or not opponent, our teammate, is coming from the bottom. When they come in from the bottom, that means if they can get into the space as well, and I'm already in that space, for instance, so basically 2 people in the same coloured rooms, you unlock both together. So in this case, this doesn't give you a bonus, but we will get 2 more gems. You cross off 2 more gems, you have 3 in this first round. Of course, I would have crossed off 1 at the beginning to have started round 1, and that gives us that. Now, every player, if he's playing a 3 and a 4, they're also going to cross this off. So you're going to get this curve for once as a team, the same with orange, the same with purple, and obviously see the same with green. So it's basically both doing this effect. These ones you can always keep getting individually. So that would end my turn. I've now finished everything. That was wasted. But I do have this left over. Now this is the common pool, as I mentioned. In the common pool, anybody else, starting with the player to the left, must use that die. And they're going to mark off somewhere along here. So we can go up here. If you happen to complete everything in the section, so we do have a gold mask, we could do it down here or down here, you can get what is on the left of it. It gives us a cursed die. So a circle over here, we could get a key, we could get a torch, a golden mask, or this symbol which allows you to move along an extra space. If I need to get here, I can cross that off if I've got it. To move here, this happens to be a wild. So in this case, this time round, a wild can be any of these 4 things: a reroll, a key, a golden mask, or a torch. So those are what you can do. So rerolls are very useful. So maybe you want to try and complete, you know, this room early or this room early to try and get some rerolls when you need them. And the way it's going to work is once, so it's a 2-player game. If you happen to have crossed off 2 or circled 2, then of course you've got yourself a gem, because that's what it represents. Here, if you happen to have 3, you're going to get a gem. 4, you're going to get a gem, but that's it. Same here. If you get here, you get 2. You'll need 3 to get a gem. You'll need 4 to get a gem here. The same approach is here. You get a gem here. You get a gem here. And even though you won't get any more gems at the very end, it just means you might need extra rerolls. So that can occur too. So that's how the game works. Now when it's their turn to go, they're going to pick up these dice and roll 2. So for example, they're going to just roll the first 2 dice. And they happen to get this. So they're starting down the bottom, so they could come in here. So let's say they take both of them. Then they roll 2 keys, which doesn't really help them, but they could take 1 key into the common pool. Then they roll 2 things, and finally we've got a curse. So this goes over here. Now that's reducing our options because we've only got 7 dice to roll until that comes back. At the end of the turn, it'll move across. At the end of my turn, it'll move across again. And then of course at the end of their turn, it's going to come back. So end of their turn, end of their turn, it's going to move across. End of my turn, or vice versa. At the beginning of my turn, beginning of their turn, back to their turn again. Also, beginning of my turn, beginning of their turn, beginning of my turn, it comes back. However, as you may have seen, this allows you to get it back again. So the times you can get it back when you have this arrow symbol. So that is something to be aware of. And now obviously reduce my amount of dice left. You always roll all the dice, even if you've got 1 left. You're always rolling all of them. So when you have 7, you're rolling 3 pairs of 2. That final die you're still rolling. But you can start thinking, well, what do I want to leave in the dice pool? The person to your left must take at least 1 die, at most 2. You've only come across it off on 1 section. So this can work, that's a whole section. The dotted line means if you choose to wait and not get this bonus until it's all completed, and you can complete both sections at the same time, so you could do a key and, or let's say an example could be a key and an adventurer. You could do 2 adventurers, you don't have to do these 2 together, whatever. Then if you wait until everything's completed, not only will you get this bonus, you'll get the gem as well. If you complete all 4 here, just to get that quickly, you can't then get this bonus for doing those 2. It's only if you wait. By waiting and completing all of it together to get that, then you get that too. It's one way of looking at it. So that's how that works. Of course, that'll be a 1 complete round. You want to try and get your dice back. Obviously, the idea of circling, it makes a lot of sense. As soon as I could see this idea of, it would be a circle and it's likely to be a cross when you need it. Very much needed. What do I think of the game? Well, nice pieces, apart from obviously it came with a broken leg. Dice are nice, lovely printings going on here and engraved and stuff. Very nice grooves. Nice recesses there. I like the fact there's variability. Obviously the player count, obviously that can look a bit ambiguous, but that's how it works. I mean, those could really be in here or something faded out. I play, like I said, all player counts. I like it. I can't see any difference between the player count numbers, to be honest. I think the duration is about right for all those player counts as well. It's very difficult, even on easy. You could get 25 gems, but I've seen someone who I think started here in their turn or beginning of their final turn, and they managed to get to here, or they were here and they got to here, or here and they got to here, but they could not roll what they needed because they did not have enough stuff left to get here. So 3 people were here, but the 4th person was 1 away, 1 symbol away, and they did not get here. Of course, it all needs to be back here to get there. That again is only available for one. Is only available once as well. So it comes down to a bit of chance. It felt like, which is a shame. Yes, it's a roll and write. Yes, it's a dice game. Yes, there's going to be luck, but it just felt that it was a bit too tricky. Now, the one symbol that was always struggling with was keys. You can roll keys, but it seems to be implying that you really need to go heavy on trying to complete this one first, which is a bit of an irony because there's loads of keys. But that is something you have to be aware of. Now, I've played lots of other roll and writes, over 30 plus. I got Cartographers way ahead of Hype. Got it pretty much the year prior, and it's something that you might want to check out amongst many other videos. So to do that, please check out my playlist for how to set up, play and review playlist, my AmassGames playlist, my Family Rate playlist, my Roll and Write playlist, or Roll and Flip and Write, that kind of stuff. Also check out that dice distancing playlist. Check out my co-op playlist. Played over 270 different co-ops. There's lots of things to check out. I think there's a Queen Games playlist too. So lots to discover, loads of variants though, so that's really cool. Like I said, not only is this double-sided, you've got this as well, so there's plenty of options. There's more things that Jim talked to you about, but I wanted to get to you that base game and what you need to get yourself in for. Okay, well again, I hope you found this of interest. There are other videos, not only in Roll and Writes that I'll be talking to you about, but in this size. So check out my Copenhagen one. I've got this one too, obviously the same size, so please check out my video for Roll and Write, which I've already done a review for, and again, let me know your thoughts. But for now, yeah, any comments, please let me know on YouTube is best. Obviously everyone gets notified that way. Also, if you are interested in more videos, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. And yeah, there are occasional competitions, so please check through that via Linktree, and also via Instagram. There's over 2,500 posts. And finally, yeah, there is Facebook as well, so please do like and join the conversation over there. But for now, back to the table.